Across the globe, mysterious tribes captivate our imagination with their unique customs, beliefs, and ways of life. From the dense rainforests of the Amazon to the remote islands of the Indian Ocean, these enigmatic communities have managed to preserve their traditions in the face of an ever-changing world. Number 1. Sentinelese, the world's most isolated tribe. The Sentinelese, inhabiting the small North Sentinel Island in the Andaman Islands of India, are considered the world's most isolated tribe. For centuries, they have fiercely resisted contact with the outside world, attacking anyone who attempts to approach their island. The Indian government has declared the island off-limits to protect both the tribe and potential visitors. Little is known about the Sentinelese due to their isolation. They are believed to be direct descendants of the first humans who emerged from Africa and have lived on the island for over 60,000 years. Their language is unique and unintelligible to outsiders, and their population is estimated to be between 50 and 200 individuals. The Sentinelese are hunter-gatherers who rely on the island's rich resources for survival. They fish, hunt, and collect wild plants using bows and arrows, spears, and nets made from natural materials. Their shelters are built from leaves and branches, providing protection from the elements. In 2018, the tragic death of an American missionary, John Allen Chau, who illegally ventured onto the island, brought global attention to the Sentinelese. This incident highlighted the importance of respecting the tribe's desire for isolation and the potential dangers of attempting to contact them. Number 2. Korowai, treehouse dwellers of Papua. Deep within the dense rainforests of Papua, Indonesia, lives the Korowai tribe, known for their extraordinary treehouses. These towering structures, built high above the forest floor, can reach heights of up to 150 feet and are accessed by precarious ladders made from branches and vines. The Korowai build their tree houses for various reasons, including protection from rival tribes, avoiding mosquitoes and other pests, and keeping a safe distance from the spirits believed to inhabit the forest floor. Each tree house is home to a single family, with larger communal structures used for gatherings and ceremonies. In the past, the Korowai were reported to practice ritual cannibalism, allegedly consuming the flesh of deceased relatives to release their spirits. However, recent studies have disputed these claims, suggesting that the practice may have been misunderstood or exaggerated by early explorers and anthropologists. The Korowai are skilled hunter-gatherers, using bows and arrows to hunt pigs, cassowaries, and other forest animals. They also cultivate sago, a starch extracted from the sago palm, which forms a staple part of their diet. The tribe is known for their intricate wood carvings, crafting beautiful objects from the materials found in the surrounding rainforest. Number 3. Huaorani, fierce defenders of the Amazon. In the depths of the Ecuadorian Amazon, the Huaorani tribe has gained a reputation as fierce defenders of their ancestral lands. For centuries, they have lived in harmony with the rainforest, relying on its abundant resources for their survival and spiritual well-being. The Huaorani are skilled hunters, using blowguns with curare-tipped darts to take down monkeys, birds, and other prey. They are also expert gatherers, collecting a wide variety of fruits, nuts, and medicinal plants from the forest. Their vast knowledge of the Amazon's ecology has been passed down through generations, ensuring their survival in this challenging environment. In recent decades, the Huaorani have faced significant threats to their way of life, primarily from oil exploration and logging activities in their territory. They have responded with fierce resistance, often resorting to violence to protect their land and resources. In the 1990s, the Huaorani won a landmark legal battle against oil companies, securing the rights to their ancestral lands and setting a precedent for indigenous rights in Ecuador. Despite these victories, the Huaorani continue to face pressures from the outside world. Many have been forced to adapt to modern life, moving to settlements outside the forest and engaging in new economic activities. However, a significant portion of the tribe remains committed to preserving their traditional way of life, living deep within the Amazon and maintaining their close connection to the land. Number 4. Yanomami, unique social structure and ecological knowledge. The Yanomami, one of the largest relatively isolated tribes in the Amazon rainforest, have captured the attention of anthropologists and ecologists alike for their unique social structure and deep understanding of their environment. Spanning across the border between Brazil and Venezuela, the Yanomami have maintained their traditional way of life for centuries, despite increasing pressures from the outside world. One of the most striking features of Yanomami society is its complex system of alliance and exchange. The tribe is divided into several subgroups, each with its own set of alliances and rivalries. These relationships are maintained through elaborate rituals, such as the famous Shabono, a circular communal dwelling where multiple families live together, fostering social bonds and cooperation. The Yanomami are also renowned for their intricate knowledge of the Amazon's ecology. They have a deep understanding of the rainforest's plants, animals, and natural cycles, which they use to maintain a sustainable way of life. For example, the Yanomami practice a form of shifting cultivation, clearing small patches of forest for their gardens and then allowing the land to recover over several years before replanting. This intimate connection with their environment has made the Yanomami a valuable source of knowledge for scientists studying the Amazon. Researchers have worked closely with the tribe to document their traditional ecological knowledge, which has provided insights into the complex web of interactions that sustain the rainforest's biodiversity. Number 5. Uncontacted peoples of North Sentinel Island. While the Sentinelese are the most well-known inhabitants of North Sentinel Island, there are believed to be other uncontacted tribes living in the Andaman archipelago. These enigmatic groups have chosen to remain isolated from the rest of the world, and as a result, very little is known about their cultures, languages, or ways of life. Anthropologists and indigenous rights advocates have long debated the best approach to protecting these uncontacted peoples. Some argue that they should be left entirely alone, free to live according to their own customs and beliefs, without interference from outsiders. Others believe that carefully planned contact could help to ensure their survival in the face of mounting pressures from the modern world. One of the main challenges in studying these uncontacted tribes is the difficulty of gathering information without disturbing their way of life. Remote sensing technologies, such as satellite imagery and aerial photography, have provided some insights into their settlements and movements, but much remains unknown. Despite the lack of direct contact, it is clear that these uncontacted peoples face significant threats to their existence. Rising sea levels, environmental degradation, and encroachment by outsiders all pose risks to their traditional ways of life. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the fate of these isolated tribes hangs in the balance, and the international community must grapple with the complex ethical and practical challenges of protecting their rights and preserving their unique cultures. Number 6. Matsis, Masters of Plant Medicine. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, along the border between Peru and Brazil, lives the Matsis tribe, renowned for their mastery of plant medicine. For generations, the Matsis have relied on the forest's vast array of medicinal plants to treat a wide range of ailments, from headaches and fevers to more serious conditions like malaria and snake bites. Central to the Matsis' medicinal tradition is the use of a powerful snuff known as nunu, made from the bark of a rare tree found only in their territory. The snuff is believed to have potent healing properties and is used in a variety of rituals and ceremonies to promote physical and spiritual well-being. The Matsis' knowledge of plant medicine is not limited to nunu, however. They have an encyclopedic understanding of the medicinal properties of countless other plants, which they use to create a vast array of remedies and treatments. This knowledge is passed down from generation to generation, ensuring that the tribe's medicinal traditions remain alive and well. In recent years, The Matsis have faced increasing pressure from the outside world as logging, oil exploration, and other extractive industries have encroached on their territory. In response, the tribe has worked to protect their land and way of life, partnering with international organizations to advocate for their rights and promote sustainable development. Number 7. Asaro Mudmen, frightening warriors of Papua New Guinea. In the eastern highlands of Papua New Guinea, the Asaro tribe is known for its fearsome warriors, the Mudmen. These legendary fighters are famous for their unique appearance, donning elaborate masks and covering their bodies in mud to intimidate their enemies during tribal conflicts. The origin of the Mudmen tradition is steeped in legend. According to one tale, the Asaro were once defeated by an enemy tribe and forced to flee into the Asaro River. As they emerged from the muddy waters, their bodies were covered in clay, and their appearance so terrified their enemies that they fled in horror. From that day forward, the Asaro began to use mud as a form of camouflage and psychological warfare. The Mudmen's masks are crafted from clay, with grotesque features designed to strike fear into the hearts of their foes. Each mask is unique, reflecting the individual warrior's personality and rank within the tribe. The masks are paired with a covering of mud, which is applied to the warriors' bodies before battle, creating an eerie, ghostly appearance. In addition to their psychological impact, the mud covering also serves a practical purpose, providing a measure of protection against enemy arrows and spears. The Asaro's fighting style is characterized by swift, guerrilla-like tactics, with the Mudmen emerging from the dense jungle to strike their foes before disappearing back into the foliage. Number 8. Sami, indigenous people of the Arctic Circle. Spanning across the northern regions of Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Russia, the Sami are the indigenous people of the Arctic Circle. With a rich cultural heritage and a deep connection to the land, the Sami have adapted to the harsh conditions of the Arctic tundra for thousands of years. Central to Sami culture is the practice of reindeer herding, which has been a way of life for generations. The Sami follow the annual migration patterns of the reindeer, moving with the herds across vast expanses of tundra and taiga. This nomadic lifestyle has shaped many aspects of Sami culture, from their traditional clothing and crafts to their social structure and spiritual beliefs. The Sami language is another defining feature of their culture, with several distinct dialects spoken across the Sapmi region. The language is closely tied to the Sami's relationship with the land, with a rich vocabulary for describing the Arctic environment and the animals that inhabit it. Sami art and music are also deeply rooted in their connection to the land. Traditional Sami crafts include intricate wood carvings, colorful textiles, and jewelry made from silver and reindeer bone. The joik, a traditional form of song, is used to express a wide range of emotions and to tell stories of the people, animals, and landscapes of the Arctic. In recent years, the Sami have faced challenges to their traditional way of life, from climate change and resource extraction to cultural assimilation and discrimination. However, the Sami have also been at the forefront of indigenous rights movements, advocating for greater self-determination and the protection of their land and culture. As the world becomes more aware of the importance of indigenous knowledge and the value of preserving cultural diversity, the Sami serve as an inspiration and a reminder of the resilience and adaptability of indigenous peoples in the face of change. By learning from and supporting communities like the Sami, we can work towards a more sustainable and equitable future for all. Number 9. Nenets, nomadic reindeer herders of the Siberian Arctic. In the vast frozen expanses of the Siberian Arctic, the Nenets have maintained their nomadic way of life for centuries. These resilient people are known for their close relationship with reindeer, which they rely on for food, clothing, and transportation across the tundra. The Nenets' annual migration is one of the longest and most challenging of any nomadic people, covering distances of up to 1,000 kilometers. During this journey, the Nenets and their herds traverse a landscape of extreme temperatures, biting winds, and treacherous ice, facing countless challenges along the way. At the heart of Nenets culture is a deep respect for the natural world and the animals that sustain them. Reindeer are not merely a source of food and materials, but are also considered sacred beings, with a special place in Nenets spirituality and folklore. The Nenets' traditional knowledge of the Arctic environment is unparalleled, with a keen understanding of weather patterns, ice conditions, and the behavior of the animals they depend on. This knowledge has been passed down through generations, ensuring the survival of the Nenets in one of the world's harshest environments. However, like many indigenous peoples around the world, the Nenets face growing challenges to their traditional way of life. Climate change, industrial development, and the encroachment of modern society all pose threats to the delicate balance of the Arctic ecosystem and the Nenets' nomadic lifestyle. Despite these challenges, the Nenets remain committed to preserving their culture and way of life. By adapting to changing circumstances and finding new ways to sustain their communities, the Nenets offer a powerful example of resilience and determination in the face of adversity. Number 10. Drokpa, descendants of Alexander the Great's army. In the remote, high-altitude regions along the India-Pakistan border, the Drokpa people have long been the subject of fascination and mystery. With their distinctive appearance and cultural practices, some have speculated that the Drokpa may be descendants of soldiers from Alexander the Great's army, who settled in the region over 2,000 years ago. The Drokpa are known for their striking physical features, with many individuals having light-colored eyes, fair skin, and red or blonde hair, traits that are uncommon among other communities in the region. This, coupled with their unique cultural practices and oral histories, has led some to believe that the Drokpa may have ancient Greek or Macedonian ancestry. While the idea of a connection to Alexander the Great's army is intriguing, it remains a subject of debate among scholars and researchers. Genetic studies have provided some evidence of a possible link, but the results are far from conclusive, and many questions remain about the Drokpa's origins and history. Regardless of their ancestry, the Drokpa are a fascinating and unique people with a rich cultural heritage that has been shaped by the harsh, high-altitude environment they call home. From their colorful traditional clothing to their intricate social structure and religious practices, the Drokpa offer a glimpse into a way of life that has endured for generations in one of the world's most challenging landscapes. As the world becomes more interconnected and globalized, the Drokpa serve as a reminder of the incredible diversity of human cultures and the importance of preserving and celebrating the unique traditions and ways of life that make us who we are. Number 11. Toda, unique dairy herding culture. Nestled in the Nilgiri hills of southern India, the Toda people are known for their unique dairy herding culture and distinctive way of life. With a population of only around 1,500 individuals, the Toda have managed to preserve their traditions and customs in the face of modernization and outside influence. Central to Toda culture is the practice of herding and milking buffalo, which are considered sacred animals. The Toda's relationship with their buffalo is deeply spiritual, with a complex system of rituals and ceremonies surrounding the care and milking of these animals. The Toda are also known for their distinctive architecture, with their traditional homes, known as munds, featuring intricate thatched roofs and ornate wooden carvings. These structures serve not only as dwellings, but also as important centers of social and religious life for the Toda community. Despite their small numbers and the challenges they face, the Toda have managed to maintain a strong sense of cultural identity and pride in their unique way of life. As the world becomes more aware of the importance of preserving indigenous cultures, the Toda serve as an inspiring example of resilience and adaptability in the face of change. Number 12. Awa, endangered hunter-gatherers of the Amazon. Deep in the heart of the Brazilian Amazon, the Awa people are fighting for their survival. As one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer tribes in the world, the Awa have maintained a way of life that has remained largely unchanged for thousands of years, but now face unprecedented threats from the outside world. The Awa are nomadic, moving through the dense rainforest in small family groups and subsisting on a diet of wild game, fruits, and nuts. They are skilled hunters, using bows and arrows to take down peccaries, monkeys, and other forest animals, and have an intimate knowledge of the jungle's many plants and their medicinal properties. However, in recent decades, the Awa's traditional homeland has come under increasing pressure from illegal logging, mining, and agricultural expansion. These activities have not only destroyed vast swaths of the Awa's forest, but have also brought them into conflict with outsiders, who often view the tribe as an obstacle to development. Number 13. Tasadai, controversial Stone Age tribe. In the early 1970s, the world was captivated by reports of a previously unknown tribe living in the remote rainforests of Mindanao, Philippines. The Tasadai, as they came to be known, were said to be a Stone Age people, living in complete isolation from the modern world and possessing a culture that had remained unchanged for thousands of years. The Tasadai were first brought to public attention by Manuel Elizalde, a Philippine government official who claimed to have discovered the tribe in 1971. According to Elizalde, the Tasadai lived in caves, wore leaves for clothing, and had no knowledge of agriculture or metallurgy. They quickly became a media sensation, with journalists and anthropologists from around the world flocking to study this lost tribe. However, in the years that followed, doubts began to emerge about the authenticity of the Tasadai. Some researchers claimed that the tribe had been invented by Elizalde and that the Tasadai were actually members of a nearby agricultural community who had been coerced into playing the role of Stone Age primitives. Number 14. Chukchi, reindeer herders of Siberia. In the harsh, windswept tundra of the Chukchi Peninsula in northeastern Russia, the Chukchi people have carved out a unique way of life centered around the herding of reindeer. For centuries, these resilient nomads have followed their herds across the vast, treeless expanse of the tundra, enduring bitterly cold winters and brief, intense summers. The Chukchi's relationship with their reindeer is a symbiotic one, with the animals providing not only food and clothing, but also a means of transportation and a source of spiritual inspiration. Chukchi culture is rich in folklore and mythology surrounding the reindeer, and the animals play a central role in many of the tribe's traditional rituals and ceremonies. In addition to reindeer herding, the Chukchi are also skilled hunters and fishers, taking advantage of the abundant wildlife of the tundra and the nearby Arctic Ocean. They have a deep knowledge of the land and its resources, passed down through generations of oral tradition and practical experience. Like many indigenous peoples of the Arctic, the Chukchi have faced significant challenges in recent decades, as the impacts of climate change and the encroachment of modern society have threatened their traditional way of life. Rising temperatures and changing weather patterns have disrupted the delicate balance of the tundra ecosystem, making it harder for the Chukchi to predict the movements of their reindeer herds and access traditional hunting and fishing grounds. Number 15. Himba, the Red Ochre people. In the rugged, arid landscapes of northwestern Namibia, the Himba people have maintained a way of life that is both ancient and strikingly modern. Known for their distinctive appearance, the Himba cover their skin and hair with a mixture of red ochre, butter, and ash, creating a striking contrast with their simple leather clothing and intricate hairstyles. The Himba are semi-nomadic pastoralists, herding cattle and goats across the sparse, rocky terrain of the Kunene region. They have a deep spiritual connection to their animals, and their social and economic lives revolve around the needs of their herds. Despite the harsh conditions of their homeland, the Himba have thrived for centuries, developing a rich culture and a complex system of social organization. Himba society is matrilineal, with inheritance and decision-making power passing through the female line. Women play a central role in Himba life, overseeing the management of the household and the care of the children and animals. In recent years, the Himba have become increasingly well known to the outside world, thanks in part to their striking appearance and their ability to maintain their traditional way of life in the face of modernization. However, like many indigenous peoples, the Himba face significant challenges, including the loss of traditional grazing lands to development and the pressures of tourism and cultural assimilation.